go. What's up, my good people? Welcome back to a short break. We are back. We are excited to be back. Thank you for having us. So, we are tuning in from an undisclosed location, though, actually. We are in the Big Easy, New Orleans. We are here filming some important work with our partners. It's going to be a really cool turnout once you understand what we're doing. We're actually focusing on the votes, focusing on people going out to vote. Please go out and vote. We are really needing everyone to make it to the polls. Please make it to the polls. We are going to be highlighting poll workers in our next videos coming over from 4910. We're showing love to the people who are there, who stands true and tried while we are making one of the most important decisions that we basically are facing right now to shape the shape of this country. So thank you very much. Everyone is going to be on and popping. It's going to be, everyone's going to love it. But again, getting back to these poll workers really quick. Poll workers are very important, very special people. And we all heard the dog whistle, the call of arms, it sounds like for me, from another party's candidate. And it wasn't so nice. So I always appreciate and want to highlight and the ones who have actually stood there and did their thing and who are representing us and supporting us in this time. And it's like I said, this very important decision. So just had to feel like I needed to say that right there. So again, a short break is popping. So you see, it's just me here. Our co-host Emma J is not with us today. She is unavailable. She got a lot of things going on, but we're going to miss her in spirit. And actually, on the low, Emma has worked with the director that we have with us right now. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. So we're talking about a couple things. She did send over her hot topics, though, and with this, send those through. And one thing she wanted to make sure that I spoke about was Michael B. Jordan producing Static Shock. I mean, that's a big thing. That's big. That's big. So a shout out to that brother who's tackling a iconic black superhero in Static Shock. I remember watching Static Shock on cartoon back in the day. So yeah, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. So check this out. Since we are here filming and we wanted to make sure we brought the show to you good people, we're going to do our show a little less conventional than we normally do it. But what we're going to do is bring up our people now. So without further ado, the director of Son of Sheba, I'm talking about this good brother, Gino Payne. How you doing, brother? What's up, man? How you doing, my brother? Welcome to a short break.
Oh, man, thank you for having me. So good to be here on the show. So good to be involved with someone like yourself creating such cool and compelling and quality content.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, brother. Make me feel warm and fuzzy, man. You see, and y'all see that, good people? Us brothers here complimenting each other. I appreciate you too, my brother, because let me tell you about your film. I've seen it, FY, everybody. So I can talk about it a little bit more. And we're going to jump into it a lot more, in the short break portion of this. But to talk about your film and what I try to do with my work, what I see you are definitely doing it. We're all on the same path. Is that you're highlighting us as a people in our glory and telling these stories. So because the thing is, we have so many diverse stories that can be told right now. That doesn't need to be fictionalized. It can be like basically a one-for-one when it comes to the account of the story and just put into a narrative with what you did with this. Can you talk just before we jump into it, just how you feel about that, brother? How you feel about being one of those change makers?
It's a shame that, we have to sort of even have this conversation. But the reality is that there are so many other ways that we can tell African story or African American story other than it being war, blood diamonds, slavery, or criminality. There's so
Mm-hmm.
many other ways. Not saying not taking anything away from those stories because those are life experiences and art form even still. But you know, we deserve those historical fantasy, however you want to
Mm-hmm.
categorize them, those sort of films as well.
Yeah, you know what's so funny because we were in the lead in we were talking about Michael B. Jordan and the and him producing Static Shock. So we, you know, the beautiful thing, it's another superhero doing. And you know what's so trip? Another short film which I would love to tackle on here as well. It was done by a St. Louis director. This brother did he did on his own a Static Shock version of a short film that he did. Like this was years ago. I said not years ago. It was a couple years ago. I'm sorry. And that brother is really, really doing his things. So some good people check it out. I'm in going over. Good brother's name escapes me. But it's a brother from St. Louis. He's a director. He made a Static Shock short. And on the next short break, I'm going to have this brother up, and hopefully we can get into it and we can talk about that because it was a really, really dope short. For real, for real.
Yeah, man. These sort of creations are important for
Mhm.
imagination. You know, for that you know that eclectic thought process. You
Yep.
know, I mean, there are you know they're all walks of Black people, and we love all different kinds of things, and it's great to see ourselves reflected in those as well.
Uh-huh. You're right, brother. You're right. We are not a monolith, basically. We are not a
Right,
monolith. And it's sad that we got to say it, but it is
right,
what it is. You know,
right.
hey, you know, I just want to appreciate you first off. I'm happy to be just fellas this time for a minute. You know, I've been outnumbered for the last couple weeks, but I'm just gonna let you know. Because we had Emma and I had produced a 4910. We produced a very great week with our partners, Citizen She United and Citizen She, which focused on detangling the vote, which we engaged in policies that focused around issues that are important to us. And hair is especially one of them. And we focused. They were tenfold around these three mini that I directed that focus on the love and the relationship that Black women have for their hair and the trials and tribulations that they have to socially navigate around just because of their hair. It was part of the campaign Tangle the Boat hashtag Free to Be Free. So we are really making that happen. But Jack, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you, Gino.
Oh man.
We have this spot that we have. Yes, you know it's coming. We call we put the spotlight on you, brother. It's that time for you to let the audience know a little something, something. Boom. If you just lean to the other side for me, the other way. There
All
we
right,
go. There
there
we
we go.
go.
There we
All
go.
right.
Let's frame it up. There we go.
Let's frame it up, director. All
All
right.
right,
So
there
here
we
we go,
go.
my man. This is our section that we call From the Beginnings. It's a good way to let the audience know who we're talking to, and then give this little insight on people's journeys, because we know every short film has a long story. You know,
Yeah.
so so we're gonna get into that a little later. So here we go. Here's the first question from the beginnings. What was the first camera you ever shot on, Gino?
Oh man, you know. So essentially, and this is crazy, sorry, but I give you the short version.
Go
We
for it,
had
man.
we had the choice when we first started out. We had the choice between buying a DSLR camera, which is like Canon at the time, like 5D or something like that. We had there was these ENG style looking cameras that were pretty like shoulder mount cameras. They were like Sony S200 2000s or something like that. They were like mini DV tapes, and we knew that there was a real possibility that these Sony cameras weren't going to be as great as the 5D, but we also knew we knew how to play the game. We also knew that these shoulder mount cameras were going to get us in the game way faster. So we went out and bought like four of these jokers. And look, it worked, because that actually leads to another one of those questions I see on there, which was sort of how we ended up getting the budget to our first film. Now, let me tell you, these cameras were not great, man. These were DV, like the little DV tapes you put
Yeah,
inside, you
yeah,
know.
I remember the DV
Yeah.
tape, mini DVs. Uh huh.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
okay, well, you did the transition for me, then, brother. Where did you get the money from for your
Yeah.
first short film?
Yeah. I mean, we were shooting, we were shooting charity for Katrina fundraising. It
Mhm.
was right after Katrina, and we were shooting a charity for Katrina fundraising in Atlanta. And we were there, and there were a bunch of local Atlanta celebrities and some bigger stars as well. And Pastor Troy was there, and he walked in, and he see all these ENG style cameras. He's like, "Wow, these are your cameras?" I'm like, "Yeah, these are mine." He's like, "Well, can you shoot a movie?" And I was like, at the time, again, that was I never shot a film, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Yes,
let's do it." And he was like,
yes, of course. Yes, of course.
"Yeah, of course, yeah, that's what I do, And
Uh,
we started a journey that lasted 3 years, but he was the budget for the entire
hey,
film.
you know
Yeah,
what? Here's what's so interesting about this, brother. We have to talk about how we have to make make a way all the ways all the time. And first as an indie artist, but let's talk about. And I want to come at it from this perspective. Look at what hip hop has done for us.
absolutely. That's what it was.
Hip hop is my culture. I do it for the culture, and you know, you have a direct link of Pastor Troy, his story was him coming up in hard times, doing what he got to do to get to where he, knowing better to start doing better, advancing himself. And this brother he's constantly pushing. He's constantly having a great motivation. Every time I see every interview, you're always somebody great to talk to. And him taking those economic dollars and reinvesting in his people and his brothers to advance their career, and also shot black, when it comes down to the production team to do his film. And look how those dollars trickled into you being the superstar you are not.
Bro, yeah, I mean,
We all are part of each other's foundation.
none of the things would have been a thing if it wasn't for Pastor Troy. And I tell you, it came back to Pat, because look, have we not done that film in Atlanta? And I mean, we're running around. I mean, I'm new director, running around in Atlanta, blowing up cars and
Yeah,
having races in the back alleys of Atlanta, shooting all these action scenes and stuff. And people starting to say, "Wow, who's this guy? What are they doing?" Of course, you got to execute and you got to have a product.
of course,
But if it wasn't for the opportunity, I mean, nobody's cutting a no-name director, a $40,000 check for a film. I mean, it's just not happening. It's just not
wow.
happening.
And you did and you say 40 for a feature.
Yeah, it was 40 for a feature.
Hey, okay, so people, I want y'all to understand what he just said. Because some of y'all may not understand what's going on when you hear 40 for a feature. That's $40,000, right? So everyone's like, oh, $40,000 for a feature. Some people may think that's a drop in the bucket. Sometimes on some sets, that's craft services.
Right.
40,000 on
Yeah.
some sets. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it in perspective. And so that is homage to the indie spirit and the indie hustle. Because look, with $40,000, this brother saw an opportunity, he saw a chance, he saw someone believed in him. He said, we're gonna make this do what it do with this 40 stacks.
Yeah.
And because the average feature indie level, if you get it, people are not even taking you seriously if you're not talking about $1 million.
Period.
He said $40,000 for a feature. Let me show you that, and that's what we have to do as independent artists. We got to make it do what it do. So that's why they invest in us now. You see, the indie spirit is kind of being pushed to the mainstream now because they see that we can do a lot with with not as much.
Exactly.
And make it happen. And we come with a creative ways to make things. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, and it's exactly what you said. I mean, just to say it in a different way, when someone said, I always tell people, I talk to people all the time, and they say, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then I finally call them maybe a month, maybe a week later, and I say, hey, okay, so I got this opportunity, yada, 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 for you to jump in and do this. This is what the budget is, yada, yada, yada. Then they get afraid to mess up, And I always tell people, don't let anybody believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And so the reality was that, with $40,000, I mean, with his resources and stuff like that, he was able to pull a lot of more people to the table, and CeeLo and Sierra and all these people who we couldn't ever be able to talk to at those budgets. But the reality is, Hollywood, even right now with COVID-19 and all the things that's going on, all the different companies are starting to look more at those micro budget projects and look at the benefit of actually producing those projects and the turnaround on them. Because, and again, it's one of those things where it's unfortunate, but leading those dollars towards different demographics, we'll put it like that, is allowing budgets to be smaller but return to be higher.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're working to make sure that budget can get up there so people can get paid competitively as to what
Yes,
their peers are being paid. But the reality is, we have been making something out of nothing. Soul food didn't just come out of nowhere. Um,
exactly.
so you know, it is what it is.
That's a great point. Soul food didn't come out of nowhere. We are conditioned. We have the infrastructure in our mind already to get something done, to make something happen. So now it's all about applying. That was all about applying what you know in your skill set to what you believe in and what you want to do. So we're gonna lead this into our last question for you, brother. And this kind of like this is a good summation. How did you feel wrapping the first project you ever directed?
It, honestly, it was a shock. I mean, because again, you know, we had been working on this project for a number of years, and there were points where we were like, "Yeah, this is," it just we'd never finished a project before, and then finally one day we're just sitting in there editing, and we're like, "I think, I think that's it." I think that's it. And we're like, "That's well, let's play it again and watch it." And there was nothing else to do, from credits to logos to reshoots. It was all done, and we were all just kind of like, there were high fives and celebrations, and we just immediately started calling the Rialto in Atlanta and started to figure out how to have a premiere and all. It was just crazy. We had no idea, man. We had no idea, but we were in love with the art.
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. That's amazing, man. I love to hear that story, man. I really, 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 really do. So you know what? Without any further ado, brother, we're going to get into this. So I'm going to tell the people what about the short break and what a short break is, and then I'm gonna bring you back up, and I'd love for you to say a couple words before we hop into your film, and then we're gonna go from there. All right? All
Cool.
right. So check it out. So my good people, how y'all doing? We are at that time. We are about to start a short break. So I'm gonna tell you what a short break is. A short break is the intersectionality between filmmaker and audience. They are able to. Oh, my godson is coming on. They are able to, where the audience and the filmmaker is able to have a conversation with each other and watch the film together. So we're going to watch it once with no one. We're going to watch it first. We're going to watch it. Sorry, my little guy is pulling on me. We're going to watch it in its entirety. And then we're going to watch it again, where we're going to put it on mute, and we're going to watch it with the director. And the director's going to have a commentary, kind of like a DVD commentary back in the day. It's going to be able to tell you like about these scenes, these shots, what he wanted to get across. And you can ask him questions as well. Any questions, anything you would like to ask, just type it down into the chat comment section on YouTube or Facebook, and you will be able to. We will answer any of your questions that you would like. Usually, we have a section where you can hop on and ask a question with a visually, but at this present moment, again, we're down in Atlanta filming, so we're not in our studio, so we're going to have to put that on pause. But any question you would like, just pop on up. All right. So without further ado, we're going to bring up the brother Gino, and he's going to say a couple words about his film. Gino, my brother, go ahead.
So, guys, this is Son of Sheba. This is, like Damien said, it's a smaller part of a larger story that we definitely intend to tell. But take this part in. This is an intimate conversation between a mother and her son. 950 BC, Makeda, Queen of Sheba, and her son of Menelik from King Solomon. Not unlike stories or conversations that happen in today's society. So just dive in and take a look at a conversation that happened 3,000 years ago. I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you're speaking.
There we go, my good brother. I appreciate you. So we have
Gotcha.
quick locations. Thank you very much. We're going to switch over to the film. Just give us a quick second. Just look at my son's face until the film come up. All right.
Super cute.
Sorry about that, good people. We just want to make sure everything is set up perfectly. Got it. And here we go.
Oh,
yes?
Oh, the volume is turned down. I can see you get the volume on the video player turned down.
Got you. Thank you, good sir. Again, like we said, people. Matter of fact, boom, look at this little guy's face again.
I like that swag, man. I'm an aviator's guy, too.
Leave us.
You have so many words, mother. What now? Not hold your tongue. That a foreigner has brought more truth than you gave me in an entire life. What he says of my father, do you deny? Since I was a boy, I've heard whispers of him. A foreign beggar, an Egyptian warrior, and now a king. Truth, balance, and harmony. I cannot bear it any more this rhetoric now. Speak to me as my mother, not as my queen.
For many years I've dreaded this day. When you were small, I asked the mother to wait until you grew strong. Seasons passed, and I grew old. I feel you face this day alone. There is never a good time for a nightmare to return. Every day, each harvest, every time the wind blows and the roosters crows, I saw him charging through our gates, cutting us down like wheat.
There is no value. He sent a single rider in peace.
It is true. You were born son of the great King Solomon of Judah, King of the Israelites. the most powerful man in the world. But that is not who you must become. You are my son, the heir of Sheba.
You never spoke of my father, but that I was better off without him. Now he is a great king of a people I have never known. Why should I believe you now, mother?
That he is king is true. But you are safer without him is also true. I know their hearts.
You know it!
They were born children of slaves. 430 years under a Pharaoh that looks like us. Can you not see? They will never allow us to sit on their throne or breathe nonetheless.
The hatred in your veins is poisoning our lives.
They took everything from me, leaving only pain. Hatred that I give to them is the same grief that they give to me.
This Jeroboam says my father longs for us. We are his dying wish.
Loved her father, and here I am. Even love is not a place where we live and be truly free. I was about 16 when I met your father. Jerusalem seemed a dream to me. City walls stretched the base of the mountains. Castle walls and the palace halls were built with stone twice the size of mine. Ships larger than a temple. The windows and the chalices, they heat the sand and they fashioned it until you can see through it. The chamber of scrolls, more than enough for 2 lifetimes.
We shall go.
Solomon had 700 wives, and even they were not repulsed by me as much as his priests were. Philistine, that's the word they use. The barbarian queen beguiles our king, a pagan god.
Then we march to Jerusalem with the elites.
Your grandfather, David, he had the same thirst for. He conquered many, wiped out entire nations. He did not spare women, children, or cattle. Sheba is 1 tribe. Israel is 12 tribes. The tribe of Judah, the smallest amongst them, outnumber us 2 to 1.
Mother, the world will be what we make it. Let us show them who we are, lest they never respect us. If we do nothing, they continue shaping the world as they see fit. Then how proud can we be that we did nothing?
I am proud of the nothing that I have done since I left Jerusalem with you in my womb. Look how tall my nothing has grown. And our people, no son or daughter of Sheba will waste away in their stone-barren cities. We will not have our men used as pawns or our women used as items of spectacle. They would have us worship their gods. We lose our culture forever. No. You will stay, as will the trap. And we will continue doing nothing for 1,000 more years. Door.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah.
Man, so we got
Yeah.
some cool people with us too, man. How am I sounding, everyone?
You sound great. You sound good.
Sound great? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, applaud this brother. Applaud this brother. Applaud this brother. There we go. I had to get back around. Applaud this, but we have some real cool folks with us today. We're gonna bring them up. Well, with Maxie pop in, but we got Marcus. Marcus, could you tell us a little bit about what Marcus did with the film? Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Again, like I said, I don't have my other half here with me, where she can help me out with all this. Let me tell people what we're about to get into. So check it out, folks. We're about to get into a short break where we talk to the director about the film and try to have it going and playing while things are happening. Normally we have a much smoother transition, but we are down in a Big Easy filming, so a short break is on the road right now. So we're going to bring back Gino, and we're going to bring up some people that were part of this film in the cast, and let's talk about this film, man. Wow. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
There we go, Gino. What's up, bro?
Yeah, so Marcus, first of all, I get so excited every time we watch it because I'm just so excited as to what it could mean to people and what we could do with this in the future. But it's super cool to know we have Marcus here with us. Marcus was a co-star on there. He played Menelik, and I mean he was, incredibly instrumental into making sure we had the right character, the right face, the right look playing this role, and obviously with his resume in playing these sort of historical epic fantasies, these time period pieces, being able to bring that to the voice and to the character and to the appearance. It was a mission trying to find them, but we found our guy.
How did you find these? How did you find them, and how did you find Maxie? How did those good people come into your life?
Well, so Maxie had been a part of the conversation since almost since right after we shot the concept, because we knew we would need someone who could handle the heavy lifting of a time period piece. I mean, it's almost poetic in the way that the scripts are written. But it's fierce, it's gotta be able to tie in to the real world. And we also have the issue of needing a character that can play a broad range of age. I couldn't even think of anyone beyond her that I would have wanted. And I was just so lucky when I reached out to her and she was super excited. Marcus was was a whole nother mission to find, because when casting actors of color, you run into the problem where sometimes you're looking for a very specific look that it may be difficult to find, especially on an independent budget. We couldn't have a boatload of tattoos. We needed to have someone to look like they might be somewhere in between our Makeda and our presumed future Solomon. We wanted someone that could carry a king, but also be able to deliver these lines in a way with an accent, with in the world, in the time period that we had. And Marcus, I mean, from the moment we came across Marcus, it was just like, oh man, we gotta, this is our guy,
Speaking of Marcus, I believe we have him with us, and I see we have Maxie as well, but I think we may have some issues with her connecting. I see she's there, but I'm gonna bring up Marcus, and we're gonna try to get Maxie up as well. Hey Marcus, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey man, we just watched you, man. We just watched you do your thing, brother. We just watched.
You can't see me. I'm outside. I'm outside. You can't really see me. It's a little dark.
Yeah. Where are you at, brother?
I'm at Piedmont Park, in Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Atlanta, we got Vegas, and when Maxie gets on, I'm gonna try her out and see if she can get her through audio. Hey Maxie, can you hear us? I see you're muted. Maxie, can you hear us?
She might. Oh, there she is.
She might can hear us. Maxie.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. There you go. There you go. That go to Queen of Sheba, everybody, if you're looking for her.
There she is. There she is. Yeah, there she goes.
There you go. What's up?
Hey.
How you doing, sis?
Living my life like it's golden. It's great to see all of you guys.
Oh, thank you. So we just got done watching your film. We were talking about, so I'm gonna say it again for the audience. Normally we will have the film running while we're talking, so we can go in and out and check it out. But we're on the road as well, on location, so we don't have all the amenities that we have in the studio. But I would like to talk about the film, and I got it going behind here, so we can go into it and keep in for the timing and pacing. Can we talk about starting off with that dance? What was the thought process behind starting off with that dance, my brother? Could you share it with us?
Well, so again, Son of Sheba is pulled from the larger scripts of a film called Half Untold. It's a series, so there's 7 scripts currently, and it's pulled from that. And in that actual scene, the queen is in her chambers as she sort of just had this experience of her deepest, darkest secrets being brought to life as to who her son father is, that has been brought to her village. So the actual scripts, this is a spiritual healer, and this spiritual healer is trying to wash away the bad juju from the moment, from what the queen's having. But in our short film, we were like, yeah, that's not going to really translate. But we did feel like it was a good way to drag the viewer into this world as they see the type of practical lighting, the type of scene, the way the room and the castle and the way everything was put together, give them a chance to be dragged into that world before we introduce them to the characters. So we thought that would be a great way to set that pace.
You created the world quite vividly. The art design and your art department. What is your relationship with it? Because clearly it's a good one. So what is the importance? Because I do see a lot of short films. Sometimes we are so focused on the story, so focused on the camera, you lose the details that make the film. You know, that invisible character is what I like to call it. So it's like the art department, your sound, your score. So tell me about the relationship with the art department. I mean, and to help set the aesthetic.
It was an ongoing conversation from obviously the very beginning. It was trying to find the right location. I mean, finding a castle. We couldn't build a castle because of budget restraints, but we had to find a castle that we can then modify to look like the time period that we talked about. We didn't want a castle that looked too grand because, again, this is in the Demont Kingdom, a nation of Sheba. And so in our whole bigger story, there are grander castles in Egypt, as she describes in the story. So we wanted to have a castle that looked right, but we also needed to make that castle look like it was a northeastern African kingdom. And so it was an ongoing process, even up until the very last day. Those fires that you see in the background are these large pyres. They're called a pyre, a big pile of fire, basically. And it's in a bowl, and that was a constant struggle. I mean, I'm sure Maxie and Marcus can tell you how much of a headache that was. We're having to keep these things lit and using actual real giant. There were 4 of those scattered around the room. So what we did was we lit those first, and then decided what light we need to supplement with, just to keep everything looking as dark and authentic as possible.
Yeah,
but it was crazy.
It looks beautiful. So shout out to you, DP, because it looks beautiful as well. So, Max, are you there? Max,
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, got a question for you. So, let me. Once you hop in, I can pull you to the forefront. How was it? How was it tackling such an historic role, and with so much gravity and context and regional accents and everything? How was that preparing for that? That's the first question, and you can answer it in whichever order. And the second question is, how you feel with your gray locks? Did you do it down to your? How many inches was that? How many? You about 16, 20? What we talking about?
Right. So to answer your first question, anytime we do anything that's historical, there's a lot of weight there, because you want to do the script justice. You want to try to give it some type of life, or give it something. We started working on it. I knew at Sundance, I went to Sundance, and the Son of Sheba team was at Sundance as well. So I knew when we went to Sundance in January that we were going to work on it that year. So they had kind of gave me heads up there. They wanted me to be really in shape and fit. So I worked for months to get in shape.
And you look amazing. You look amazing in this.
I wish I looked like that right now.
Hey, everybody got a COVID-10.
Man, listen, oh my goodness. But, even physicality, from a physicality standpoint, just making sure that the character was physically fit, so that it took months. I'm not a person that's naturally in shape. I'm naturally medium. So just taking the time to really be able to do that. And then also learning the script with the accent work. I had done some accent work. I had trained accent for a couple of years ago for a while, but doing that and also learning a whole script, that was a lot. It just took a lot of time to learn the words,
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of dialogue. So it was, it was stressful, but that's also exciting. It's exciting to reimagine yourself in another world and give yourself to another world. So, it was really exciting. And then the locks, they were great, They
were great.
I want locks in my real life,
Oh yeah.
But
how did the hubby feel about them? He liked them?
Oh yeah, he thought they were cool. I love the gray. I naturally have a gray streak that I color. But I'm like, why need to let the gray show?
Let that gray out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let the gray through.
Let that gray just ride on out.
Right. I gotta be like my people over here. Right. Let that gray, let it shine.
Let it shine.
Right.
But that's cool. So, all right, and another question. I'm looking at a scene now, and your shot selection, Gino, is spot on, brother. Just give you the props. But Max, I'm looking at a very emotional scene that you're going through, trying to explain to your son the ways of the world, and not to rush into things, and understand the balance. Did you draw from any personal experiences from that, or is this all character work that you dove into this?
Yeah, I mean, it's character work, but it's life work too. At the end of the day, all stories are, it's real life, reimagined, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a mother, and as a mother, there are hard conversations that you have to have with your children. I have a daughter who's a tween, so she's in between a teenager and a little kid. So as a mother, I'm always going to relate to a strong mother that wants something great for their child. always, forever and always, because that's naturally who I am. I think I was even that before I was a mother. You know, that's my essence.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I can play a classically strong and soft character at the same time, no matter what. It doesn't matter what time frame it's from. I'll always be able to play those type of characters because that's who I am as a woman.
100. Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter the time period.
No matter
I can always relate to that.
You like, no matter what the time period, I got the time.
Right. Because that's who I am in my soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm the teacher. You know, naturally in my soul, my grandmother always told me that I have a teacher's soul, right? It's because I have, like, I want to teach, I want to educate, I want to, you know, all of those things are embedded in who I am. So I understand a mother who wants to redirect a son's thought process. I understand what that looks like, what that sounds like, what that feels like. I do.
Yeah. Marcus, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hey, I'm first off, was it cold? Hold on, you rolling? Oh, Marcus, can you hear me, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I just had to unmute the thing.
Oh, okay. Hey man, was it cold out? Was it cold shooting, man? They didn't put you in much, man. I think they were trying to sell the flesh a little bit on you, brother.
Well, you know, the thing is, you know, I kind of have a natural insulation. So you know, even if it was cold, you know, I'm kind of built like a polar bear, so I'm all right.
Okay.
I was good, man. I liked it, man. You know, they don't. You don't usually see the big boys in little, you know, and a couple of little, you know, little shoulder pad here, a little cloth there. You know, the big boys don't usually get stuff like that. But man, he showed me the costume, and I was like, okay, all right, let's do this.
Brother, I see that you and again, kudos to your performance as well, brother, because I see you bringing it and having to deal with a powerful woman, which is your mother, which is a dope actress, and Maxie. How was that playing? You guys bouncing off each other. How did that make you feel? And how was it being able to keep that tennis ball up in the air with an actress like Maxie?
I mean, honestly, like at the beginning of the process, I was actually a little intimidated, you know, being honest, because she's so focused and because she's so talented. I was like, oh man, you know, I really gotta step my game up, you know. But then once we really got into it and we were able to really like delve into the relationship, that mother-son relationship, it was actually amazing how much I was able to build myself upon, like, character-wise, just based on what Maxie was bringing, like the depth that she had, like as a mother, was, I mean, she convinced me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm your kid, and yeah, I get it. You know, I mean, being honest, I was like, well, yeah, like you know, accent aside, time period aside, you know, she says she knows what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a belligerent son. Yeah, I've been one my whole life, you know. And so, you know, I know those conversations where, you know, whether it's a mom or sisters kind of talking you down from a fight, and you know, you're like, nah, I'm a big bad dude, and like we need to, like, this is what we need to do. And so, like, you know, that wasn't like, it wasn't hard to place the moment emotionally. And especially like with Maxie being who she is as an actress, it really made it a lot easier for me, because man, I mean, she's not like, Maxie's not gonna let you go into something slacking. Yeah. You know, especially not something, you know, that she's attached to. So like, just being in scenes with her really made me want to propel myself. And as we got more into it, it just got easier, because it just, you know, she was so easy to connect with.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I can see why. Max is great. Max and I both were part of the we're both part of the Gentleman Jack Daniels Filmmaker of the Year Award family. Shout out.
Yes.
Gino, how was it when you found this, when you had this gold mine in front of you as a director? You got these two actors that you saw so clearly committed to the role, and you were able to play and focus on everything else? Because I know how it is as a director. You can just oh, y'all good? And I can give you, but I can focus and I can do. I just talk to us about the experience about having two prepared actors ready to rock and roll.
That is exactly what it was. That is exactly what I would have said. It's one of those deals where, again, we're creating on an indie project, so we're creating at an indie level, and what was essential was to have people, talents in place that fully understood what we were doing, more so than they even need to be invested when you're working on a studio project, because they may have just focused on this for X amount of time to get ready to understand these roles, and you can have all this time for all of this redirecting and conversations to take place. We really went into it. I understood at first that we had to have people who were going to be able to own understanding of what they're doing. And when we got on location, it played out exactly like that, where they were like, it was kind of a thing where it's like, I don't got any redirection, for you, that was good. And they're like, we good? I'm like, that's good, and let's move on to the next shot. They understood it at a level to where it allowed us to actually be able to get this project done, because again, with the time constraints and all the other constraints that we had, if they didn't understand the minutia of what was happening and working simultaneously with us to make adjustments so that things do look great and cohesive on camera, it would have never came together, man. So it really was important to have, them understand in detail.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the thing right there. And that's for all the actors who's watching this, who's going to watch the replay. Normally we watch it later. When most people watch it, you're going to understand being prepared can change everything for a production. So that's why it's so important, my actor brothers and sisters. But you know what? I'm not just going to harp on the actors and brothers. Everyone that comes to set, if you're the grip, the AC, the dolly grip, the G&E, the swing, scripty, everybody being prepared helps push a production, because one of the biggest things, two things, everybody want to do their best and everybody want to go home early. Those are the two major things on set. They want to do their best and go home early. So for us to get you what you want, just give us what we want. Just be prepared, actors. Can you second that, Gino?
Amen. I mean, like I said, if on an indie project, on any project, if you are not prepared, that is the difference between, like you said, the project not looking its best and you not being able to go home early. I mean, honestly, like I said, you may get a call back for another day if
Yeah, exactly. You might, what, throw them in too. I need that energy around, and also we can get them this line and get them this. I mean, that's what we got. I mean, that's how it is. So check this out. This conversation has gone 360 Films. That's your company?
That is our production company. Yep.
Shout out to 360 Films. The movie just completed again in its totality, my good people. Take my word for it. I went live to you. So with that being said, that's the conclusion of the short break. I would like for each one of you, if you can, to say something. Please let us know what you got coming up next, where we can find you, and then you're going to wrap it up. So I'll start off with ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh,
Maxie.
Oh, great. Well, you can find me everywhere on social at Maxie McClintock, and that's MaxieMcClintock. And I have coming up, I just wrapped 2 films that are going to Hallmark. One is A Christmas Wish, and it's a Santa movie, and the second one is A Taste of Romance. So those are the 2 titles that I have coming up soon. And it's a journey. So throughout the journey, different things are going to happen. It's some stuff I can't talk about, but look, at the end of the day, I'm happy to be working. But those are 2 projects for sure that I'll have coming up at the end of the year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this down after tomorrow and then re-put it back up. Okay. Edit it, and we're going to make sure we add in your social media, Maxie, and everyone's as well. All right. So up next, Marcus, want to say a couple words, my brother?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm online at Black Actor Dad on Instagram.
That's your name?
That's fun.
Dope. Go ahead.
Black Actor Dad. Let's see, what's something cool I just did. Me and my youngest, we just shot a Driscoll's Berry commercial. That just dropped a couple of days ago, I think. And I think you can find it on there. Like, you can find it on Driscoll's thing, and I think whatever the production company, I forget, Voyage TV, I think. Yeah, so you can check us out. We're super cute. We're eating berries and ice cream if you're into that kind of stuff. Yeah. And
beautiful, man. Beautiful, Marcus. Again, great job, Maxie. Great job, Marcus. Who Gino, you got something to say, my brother? Go right ahead.
Yeah, guys, link up with me online. I'm on Instagram at sir_Gino. You can find all the rest of the links from there. Yeah, we're constantly working on various different projects. The things I'm most excited to talk about is we just finished the psychological mystery that is going to be actually dropping here soon for premiere. We don't know what we're going to do as far as distribution with everything going on, but we have a Christmas film, a feature that we just finished up and is in post right now, and we're hoping to get that out at some point next year. But hopefully the cast and crew can see it by the end of this year. But yeah, I'm excited to link up with you, Damien, and again, everyone else who's out there. You know, I'm excited to see you guys at work too.
All right, for sure, brother. For sure. Listen, I know how you feel about that. We have a couple projects that, you know, should be coming out. It was supposed to come out in like March and all those type of things. And don't know about the online festivals 100%. Honestly, I just don't. It's a lot of things in limbo, but we're going to make it happen. It's going to be great.
Damien,
what's up?
You said that someone knew Gino at the top of the show.
I did, and it is my co-host Emma J. Emma was in one of Gino's projects. Was it a spec for this one?
Yeah, so Emma was in the original concept. She was an extra in the original concept reel for Half Untold / Son of Sheba.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, and Emma's the co-host. She couldn't be here today. She before she knew this was going to be the film, and when I was like, "Yeah, we have this," it's like, "Oh my God, Gino, I love to say what's up to him and everything." But you know, that's how things go. We've been working on the shoots that we're doing down here in New Orleans, and we're wrapping up. And we head back to LA tomorrow. So yes, my good people, it was a stone cold blast. Thank you for being a part of a short break. Now you're part of the short break family, so you can come back whenever you want. Whenever you're watching short break, you want to pop up, holler at your boy. We're around. Thank you, Gino. Thank you, Maxine. Thank you, Marcus. Gino, would you say a couple things before you get out of here? You want to say peace to the folks?
Guys, thank you so much for joining in. And then, like I said, you know, we'll see you guys at work.
All right. Hey. Maxie, thank you for the connect. Love always. Hey, first, I'm going to highlight Maxie one more time. She is so great. Her spirit is so popping, on and popping. I was hitting her up about a project. She's like, "Brother, if I had it, I'd give it all to you right now." That made me feel so warm and fuzzy. She's like, "I wish."
This is my life work. At the end of the day, this is my life work, and God is going to bless me to be able to, you know, do what Michael B. Jordan is out there doing, which is produce.
Exactly.
You know, it's you know, it's all a family, it's all a team. But at the end of the day, I am pro team. I am pro story. I'm a storyteller, and I love my people. I want my people to be. I want us to be telling stories about our people. You know, so that's a part of my mission in my life work, and I know God is going to give me the chance to approve some of these stories. You know,
won't He do it?
Hey. Okay, He will. He will. He really will.
Well, I mean, we can't end no better than that. Then won't He do it? My good people. We had a great time with you on a short break, and in summation and in conclusion, won't He do it? All right, my good folks, I'll catch y'all later.
Hey,
thanks for joining in. Peace, love, and art.